Hello, everyone. This is Amanda Elo'esh, and we are tuning back into Inalienable Sovereignty. This has been a theme going on for a little while. I was doing interviews last year and wanted to continue the conversation because it is so important. And as I step into it, wanted to share a little bit about what is inalienable sovereignty. Why is it important? Why does it matter? Inalienable sovereignty. So we know about sovereignty, right? It's this colonial thing. You know, the kings and queens of England, they were sovereigns. They were in charge. They had a lot of privilege, a lot of entitlement, a lot of control. But our inalienable sovereignty is something that we're born with. And yet, there's a lot of programming that's been going on for centuries, internally, externally, to disconnect you from your own personal power, your own human potential. I'm not sure if you know this. I know there are plenty of people in my community that are aware, but the school systems that are commonly in place, Western school systems, they are adopted from the Roman systems of subjugating, continuing to subjugate and control the people that they had conquered. So they studied, how do you break a wild animal? And they used the same concepts, the same practices to break a wild animal, to break their spirit and make them controllable. They use the same practices to break the spirits of the children of the slaves that they had conquered, the people that they had conquered. So this is what our school system is set up to perpetuate, make us obedient, make us predictable, make us controllable. This way of being, this power over, desire to manipulate, predict, control, it's woven into social media. We know there's a lot that's tracking our every move and showing us things, pop-ups, ads. You're all familiar with it. You have a conversation with someone, and somehow all of a sudden there are a bunch of ads and articles having to do with a conversation you just had with somebody. How did that happen? So we know there's a infinite now amount of ways. Once we're online, once we're available on our phones, on the internet, to be observed, and that all of that information is going to big databases to influence what we put our attention on, how we go about our day, what we purchase, daily practices. There's been so much, it's like a snowball effect over and over time. And now we're in a place where, how much control do we really have over our lives? How, even being super mindful, we've been raised inside of many systems, not just the school system, religious systems, governmental systems, systems of communication, systems of engagement, organization. Everything that's online is a program, we know for sure, programmed by humans for not always the best intentions, quite often to get you into their world, to get you predictable and controllable. And so it seems really important, especially with all that's happening in our world, economically, environmentally. There's so many things to trigger and activate fear, which then goes into subconscious programming. Over 90%, between 90 and 95% of our decisions, our behaviors, and our thoughts are ruled by the subconscious. And that means that for most of us, we have no idea what is actually guiding and influencing how we show up in the world, how we make decisions for our lives, for our personal growth, for our development, for our health and well-being, for our relationships. And so it's been my life pursuit ever since I was in elementary school, just a youngin', I've been curious about the mind, about consciousness, about the subconscious, about manifestation, about the miraculous potential that humans have. And yet, so many of us have been programmed out of being aware of our super senses. We have more than five, we have more than six, even. But we've been programmed out of knowing about those things and accessing them and working with them and cultivating them and waking them up. So, my mission, my passion is about helping as many people as possible who are interested in waking up, more access of the self beyond the programming, to break out of the conscious programming, the subconscious programming, the programming that's gone into how we've educated ourselves, how we've been taught to think about ourselves and the world around us, to break out of those boxes, to break out of those systems of control and predictability and manipulation, to help you to have as much free will, as much free choice in your life as possible. Even if that means there's a lot of people out there that are thinking and doing different things. Diversity is really, really helpful. And yet there's so much being sold to us. You know, we want predictability, we want uniformity, we want to go to the store and pick out a product that tastes and looks exactly the same every single time, which means manufacture and genetic modification. And we've been conditioned to look at, experience the wild, the organic, the unpredictable, the unknown as scary. And yet that is the very thing that keeps life going: the diversity, the unpredictability, that mistake. So many amazing, beautiful inventions, pieces of art, beautiful music, have inventions, have come from mistakes, have come from stepping outside, coloring outside of the lines. And yet, as humans, we're so afraid of being outed, being different, not fitting in, not belonging. It's a basic human need, and also often a basic human wound of feeling like we don't belong. And then there's a lot going on in the subconscious to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to be accepted. And I want to create community and culture where we can trust that being different, that being outside of the box, that really honoring our authentic voice, our authentic gifts, really celebrating our differences, celebrating our diversity, makes us stronger as a community, makes us stronger as a human community, in our small communities, as a nation, worldwide. And so I'm having conversations with other people who have wisdom in a lot of different fields to share how we can start to break out of these systems of oppression that we have been taught, that we've internalized, so that we can bring our true human potential to life, bring our true gifts, our unique gifts, your unique gifts to the world, to make our world a better place. So that, to me, is what inalienable sovereignty is. That's why it's so important. Again, I'm going to be having conversations with people live here on Facebook. I'm going to be uploading these conversations to YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and making podcasts out of the interviews that I'm going to be doing. I'll also be going live and just sharing from my own, 40 plus years of research, experience, curiosity, academic pursuits, spiritual initiations, indigenous initiations, to share with you how you can get more of yourself into your life and less of what's been pre-programmed to make you a easily controllable, predictable automaton. And the funny thing about all of this is that none of us want to think that we are. We all want to think that we're an exception to the rule. But despite my 40 plus years of doing this work and having really powerful practices that are very, very effective, I'm still finding at the ripe old age of 50, I'm still finding beliefs, thoughts, programs that are still running behind the scenes, and I'm still unraveling them. So it's a lifelong pursuit, and it's so worthy. It's so worthy of your time and your attention. So hopefully you are excited about this as I am. Please feel free to tell your loved ones, your friends. Please share about it. Please tune in. I'm going to be here live on Facebook every Wednesday about this time, either solo, again, sharing my own research and experience and wisdom. And I'll also, again, be talking with other amazing people in the community, focusing on raising voices of historically marginalized people, which is part of the inalienable sovereignty conversation. If you are interested in participating, or you know somebody whose voice needs to be a part of this important conversation, please let me know. Please reach out to me. If you are accessing my this invitation in a way that you can just easily send me a DM, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you can reach out to me at amandaeloesh@gmail.com, amandaeloesh@gmail.com. It's ELOES as in sacred H.com @gmail.com. So I'm looking forward to tuning in with you. Please feel free to ask questions. If there's anything I've talked about now or in the future when you tune in, if there's anything I ever share that you want to know more about, or something that I share that doesn't make sense, or you have a differing opinion that you'd like to share, we welcome that. We welcome curiosity. We welcome kindness. We welcome connection and learning from each other, learning and healing and growing together in diversity. That's what we're all about. So please feel free to tune in. I look forward to connecting with you, answering your questions, and helping to make the world a more at choice, at will kind of place, so that we can go far together. And until we get to connect again, may the source be with you.